Hey guys, it's Jessica. I hope you're having a great start to your week on this wonderful Monday. And last week was National Eating Disorder Awareness Week. So this week I'm going to talk a little bit about my eating disorder. Now, mine was never as bad as going to the hospital having to be treated, but it did get bad for me and my family and my friends personally. So don't look at me and be like, well, you didn't go through all this pain, because yes, I did. My family did. My friends did. Yes, we did. So it all was in high school, which is where most of the bullying happens. My freshman and sophomore year, I was really bullied by this group of girls. I won't say any of their names, but I do still know them. My freshman year, they didn't really bully me about anything and anyone, because they didn't really, know me that well. I don't want to say it like that, but I mean, and I talked to teachers and I talked to friends, and they did their best to separate us, but I mean, it still happened. And then my sophomore year, it became even harder because I had classes with a few of them, and that year, the first half of the year, they realized that my weight was something that I was the most concerned about, and they bullied me on that. And about halfway through the school year, I just snapped and I cried, and all of the negative words they had ever said to me just flooded into my head, and I started to believe them. And up until that point, I hadn't. And when I started to believe them, I was like, well, I'm overweight. The only thing I can really do is to just not eat food, and I'll lose weight. So most of the last half of my sophomore year, I just didn't, I ate, but I didn't eat as much as I did, and my friends noticed, but I just said I was, wanting to eat less, wanting to not diet, but just eat less of the school lunches, which they understood because the school lunches weren't that good then. And then my junior year, I was doing the exact same thing, just not eating a ton, and more and more people were starting to notice, and I had lost about 10 to 15 pounds, which was really good for me, because I felt great about it. But, now that I'm a nursing student, I know that losing that much weight that fast is not good for you, but back then I thought it was amazing. And so most of my junior year, I was still doing this, and about 5 weeks before school was out, I had called my friend Kelly about it, and I was telling her all about it, and she was actually the one that woke me up, because she never yells, she never cries, she never screams at anybody, and she had done that on the phone. I was telling her about all the stuff I was doing, and then she just yelled at me, and she was like, I don't want to see you kill yourself. If you're going to do that, I don't want to be your friend anymore. And that was a wake-up call for me, because, she never screamed at anybody. And after that call, I went and I stared at my bedroom full-length mirror, and I just stared at myself for 30 minutes, and I was like, okay, I think this is amazing, but I need to look at it from other people's standpoints to see what they're seeing. And when I did that, I didn't like what I saw. Yes, I thought losing the weight was amazing, but my clothes were baggy, my skin was pale, my hair was thinning, I was losing my eyebrow because I was pulling them out because I was stressed. I was having a hard time getting up and down stairs at school. And then I started to think on all this stuff, and I was like, well, maybe this isn't such a good thing. And I still wanted to do it because I had gotten so used to doing this. So the next week I went and I talked to one of my favorite high school teachers, who is still my favorite teacher now, and I was like, hey, what's going on, I really do need some help. And he was amazing about it, because he didn't broadcast it to everybody. He kept it between us. We went and we talked to the school nurse, and I told her what was going on about how I wasn't eating, and or if people were around, I would eat very little. And she was like, yeah, you have anorexia. So they just watched me. They talked to me, they told me about how good eating food was and how much your body needed it. And I think having this really strong support group definitely helped me. My friends watched me through lunch, and if I didn't want to eat that day, they'd eat part of it too, and they'd say, hey, just eat a few bites, and it works. It took a while. It took most of my senior year to get up to eating normally, and I eat normally now, but I still do have days where it's like, I don't want to eat this, it's gonna have a ton of calories in it, and I'm gonna gain weight from it. And if that happens, I have friends that I call, and I'll be like, hey, I'm having a really bad day, I've been calorie counting all day, please calm me down, please distract me, please let me do something that so I don't focus on the food. And they do, and they're amazing about it. I mean, this disease doesn't go away, it stays with you. I say that I have it caged in my heart, and some days it rattles the cage and it tries to get out, but if I have my amazing friends around me, it'll stay caged. Like I said, I didn't have as bad of a story as others, but it got bad enough that even now I'm still affected by it. It's a demon. It really is, and it affects you, and it affects your family, and you will get better. Trust me. Someday you will learn to cage the demon, and you will get better. I promise. So this was a bit of a downer video. If you have a similar story that you would like to talk about, I'm here to listen. You can comment down below. You could also message me on any of my social media sites. I will respond. Please like this video if, I don't want to say you enjoyed it, but if you learned something. Please remember to subscribe to Flurt to see the other amazing vloggers, and I will see you here next week with hopefully a much more cheery video. Alright, bye guys. I love you all.